Hello, everyone. My name is Heather Aston, and this is my channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. If this is the first video you've come across, welcome. I hope you enjoy it and find it informative enough to where you would even consider subscribing to my channel, hitting the like button, and or leaving me a comment below. If this is not your first, welcome. I'm so happy you guys are here. So right now we're in the middle of 28 days of men's jewelry challenge where I've made a piece of men's jewelry for every day, 4 weeks leading up to Father's Day, though I'm a couple days behind. We'll get there. Today I want to talk about layering men's bracelets because we aren't the only ones that want to have a couple of little bracelets on. They might want one too. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about layering. I'm going to make a bracelet with you. And then I'm going to show you some options as far as layering would go. Now, I recorded this video, had a kerfuffle in the middle, a really bad one. So I had to start over. I figured out the problem, but there are already beads out on my mat ready to go. Let's go ahead and go down and I'll show you what we're working with over here. So we're going to be using these handmade silver beads from Ethiopia, which will be featured in Wednesday night's sale, which is June 11, 2025. Even if you come across this in the future, you can still reach out and I'll see if he has any left. If possible, and I'll get them to you if they are still available. All right, here's the problem. I cut my soft flex and crimped it, but the two beads, both the black, the red, and the silver, were just going right over the top of it. Even when I had my wired tubing on, which I put this on whenever I use large hole beads and I want them to, I must have hit my lipstick or something. Anyway, sorry. So that it sits more evenly on the beading wire instead of like bumping around on it, which is not good for your beading wire. It's just going to create unnecessary friction. So none of these, or I couldn't get a bead over the tubing that then didn't want to just go over the crimp. So we're going to start with this little 5 millimeter buffalo horn bead because it will go to the crimp tube but not over, and it won't go inside this. So that's how we're going to keep this secure. We're just going to now thread our tubing on. And you know what, guys? I'm going to go ahead and measure this at 7 inches and cut it at that point because that was another one of the problems. Where the soft lift was kept getting stuck. So I'm just going to cut it 7 inches. That should be close enough once we factor the two 5 millimeter round buffalo horn beads as well as the clasp. We should be peachy keen jelly bean. Okay, so now that we have that on, we're simply going to feed one of our silver metal beads. Do you see what I mean by rocking back and forth? It can go back and forth, where once we stick it through the tubing, it's as if it was a small hole bead all over again. So we're going to do silver. And then I was only planning on using the black buffalo horn, but then I looked up and saw the red. And so this is supposed to be a layering, but red is not, I don't know. I think it can go with a lot of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and start with the red since I have the black buffalo horn bead down. And we're just going to pop that down. And then we're going to put another one of our silver beads down. And then we're going to do 2 of the black buffalo horn. And everything I'm using came from Bernie's Beads in Mesa, Arizona. So please feel free to reach out and we can get it figured out for you. You can email me at my email address, which is the same as my channel name. So it is TT's Trinkets and Treasures, all spelled out, at gmail.com. If you find yourself in a live sale and want to purchase stuff, we'll go over all of that. You simply put the item number and the number of the particular item that you want. And so that's how we do that. You just need to make sure that you email or message me on Facebook, because I will need your name, phone number, and email address. Well, and your physical address as well. I need all of the information so I can put it in Square and then ship you your purchases. Now, if you're not interested in purchasing beads, that does not mean that you cannot join in the live sale just to have fun and chat with us. Maybe use it as a time of education, bead education. I learn something new every time I go. This is a multi-generational family business. He's been doing it his whole life. So I learn something new every time I go down there. He has beads that I have never heard of. And I fall in love with because they're just great beats. He does not carry anything, everything is A grade or higher. There are some things that he gets during buyouts. But again, he's picky about what he puts out in the store. He's picky about what we sell online, especially because you're not in person. And so we want to make sure that you love everything. Come on, you can go on the tube. Why aren't you going on the tube? I do not know why this is getting hung up, but we'll just grab a different bead. No reason to try and fuss and fight it, especially not while I'm recording a video. I might be a little bit more stubborn if I wasn't recording a video, but I am. So I think that this bracelet would make a great layering piece. Now, would it have gone with more outfits had I not put the red bead on? It absolutely would have. But you guys, the red looks awesome. You could also put a carnelian bead right smack dab in the center of it if you wanted to. In fact, I had one. Put it right in the middle. I don't know that it would go over the bead tubing, so you would probably have to cut the bead tubing, put this on, and then put another smaller piece of bead tubing on it, which is totally a feasible thing to do. There are ways to, if there's something, I cut itty bitty pieces of tube beading to fit it, so that I can fit it in between. Like if I have these with other beads whose hole does not allow you to go over the bead tubing, then I just fix it. And I'm probably going to have to add a little bit to this. I'm trying to see. I just need to do a red, another silver, and then the black bead. So I'm going to cut a tiny piece of tubing from our scrap. Hopefully this will be the right amount. Go ahead. What? Oh, that's leather, not bead tubing. I'm like, where's the hole? I don't know what happened to the piece I just cut off, but that's okay. We just need a very small amount, just enough to get the red bead on and the last silver on. So this might even be too much, actually. We'll see. Oh, that's the piece that had like the little. Okay, take this off real quick. I'm gonna cut just the very tail end off so that it's not sticking out of the end over here. I'm gonna try a different red bead though, because that one was fighting the tubing more than I would like it to. And then we will put our last metal bead on. And then we will grab out one more of the 5mm round horn beads. You guys, I think that's just. And we need to celebrate our wins, guys. This is why I always say that I have bead FOMO, because I can be. Before I had the kerfuffle with the crimp bead, I would have normally left that in. You will see me I had half of it done and then took it apart because all of a sudden I looked up and I was like, oh. So, yes, it happens. Okay. You didn't hear me say this on the other side because I already had that crimped. And I guess it wouldn't matter because now it's before it was right up against the silver bead, so I was using the gunmetal color because these aren't like bright silver, and that's the color my crimp tube was. So I didn't want it to show through like that. Okay, we are going to pull the crimp down. Once we get it to the hole size we want, we are going to crimp it using the magical crimper. Don't tell Bernie, he doesn't like the magical crimper. He is of the same mind that Sarah Lovecraft is. She thinks that it is hard because you are compressing the stringing wire and you're having metal crush up against it. So that is their opinion, and I'll just leave it at that because I don't know. I'm not experienced enough. I would assume that these were tested really well, but I don't know. What a magical crimper is, it's these little pliers that have a concavity in the center of the plier head. When you crimp this, it will turn your crimp into a tiny round bead. So you're going to get it centered in that, and then you're going to squeeze. You don't have to like death grip it, not necessary. Then you're going to go the other way. I kind of miss you. And you're just going to continue to like go around until what I call resistance. Like when I'm going around and I don't feel the metal moving anymore, that's how I know that it's done. And then you'll end up with a little bead right there. So then we're going to cut that off. We will grab some jump rings, attach those and a clasp, and I will be crossing my fingers that I did not cut that too long. I think that I'm going to go ahead. I know I have hematite. I know I have hematite clasps like right here on my desk next to me. And of course, I'm not seeing it, and it's gonna drive me batty. So to get it finished, I'm going to just attach it using a silver clasp. Know that I'm gonna fix that as soon as I find the rest of them. And then I need my. Are you kidding me right now? Okay. I also somewhere have some hematite oval jump rings and that I made a whole bracelet with that I'm about to show y'all, and it's gone. I will fix it before I take pictures. I just don't want to pause the video and leave you guys hanging. So I'm going to open up my jump ring by using and twisting this way rather than opening the loop. If you try to open the loop, getting it round again will take a Herculean effort, and it still might not work. So we're gonna put the clasp on, then we will put a jump ring on the other side. I'm getting ready to show you guys the other bracelet because I want to give you an example of the layering. Okay, so now we have our really, Heather? At least we know the clasp works. Okay, so now we have this, right? Okay, what if your hubby is a dapper gentleman who would like to wear more than one bracelet? Well, I got him covered. I have this one. All this are some stainless steel bar connectors. So they're just this one is the charm, not it's missing a loop. They're just bar connectors that I connected using hematite oval jump rings that I would have liked to have been able to finish off this piece with. And you just put the two together. I feel like one, no, maybe not. No, they're about the same size. This is a little bit bigger, but see, wear it that way. You could do it the other way. We're going to see that this is longer, but once I take the big ones off, it won't be. Do it that way. It's nice. And if you're layering, they're going to need this one to be a little bit bigger anyways, because it's going to have to go higher up on the wrist, and your wrist gets bigger as you travel up. So, yeah, that's why I did that. Not at all that I didn't. That was totally an accident that I tried to cover up by saying all of that. Anyways, so, anywho, there you go. You've got some layering. You could also just do one of the knotted leather bracelets with this, any of them will go with this very nicely. Yes, you see me looking around because things have been crazy the last 4 days, guys. It's just been a mess. Here's one of them. This, oh, you guys can't see because I'm still layout. Just a second. Let me move my box over here too so I can show you. You could wear these together. It would look very nice. Obviously not with the clasp up. There you go. You could wear those together. You could. You could wear those together. You're only limited by your own like social norms that you have up in your head. Now, if you like both of these bracelets, wear both of them together. If you like all three of those bracelets, tell them, wear all three. Wear this one in the middle. Guys can layer too. There's nothing saying that they can't. It's also a great way to like mix it. Like this is brown and gray together. Great. Looks just as nice. Just like you can mix metals, you can mix your neutrals. You can mix the brown with the gray, with the brown, with the black. Yes, that's black. I know my colors. Sorry. Goodness. If my kids watch my videos, they would be like, Mom, you need to edit. You need to learn to edit. Until you do, you're not allowed on YouTube. Anyways, though. But do you see, like, it's not just mixed metals. You can also mix your neutrals. There's, there's no rules except for the ones that you give yourself. Here's the black and gray. They all work, guys. This one is brown and black together. Great. Pull that one off. Pull this one down. This one's a little smaller, but there's no reason why you can't wear all three of those bracelets together. So, I know that some of your guys are like just dipping their toes in the water, sorry. And so maybe all they're ready to start with is like this up top and some chain around the bottom. That's all they want. Or maybe all they want is a chain bracelet. So they start out with one like this. I know that it's a very simple design, but it looks good too. So tell them that they absolutely can layer them. My husband wears 3 on one arm and a few on the other too. He likes them. In the beginning, he wasn't really sure. He had only ever wore chains. Now, every time he sees one that I make that he likes, he's like, that's mine, right? Yeah, mine? Okay, cool. And so he has them all laid out and he puts them together. You've got the labradorite too. That would look great with that. It would also look great if you added that. Like they go together. Maybe they think this is dressy, but they decide they want to wear it because it's got the facet and it flashes and all of that. So maybe they see this as too flashy. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Have them pair it with the leather. And it kind of makes it, a little bit more casual. It's not as like, woo, in your face. So that's where we are, guys. I hope you're enjoying this channel. I hope you're learning that men's jewelry is not as hard as you thought it was. I hope that you guys are enjoying you're making some of them, not just watching them. I know that Kimberly put 5 men's bracelets in her gallery listing recently, which made me so excited. I was like over the moon. So we are going to demystify this and show you guys that there's nothing confining you except for some made up rules that you're giving yourself. So be a rule breaker. Break them. Don't set them in the first place. Whatever it is that you decide to do, I hope you do it. And happy beating. Bye.